15, consideration of letters of understanding and agreement with Teamsters collective bargaining agreement. Harley?
Hi there.
Hi.
So you found in your agenda packet that there are 3 letters of understanding and agreement that we have discussed and negotiated with Teamsters. 2 of them were brought forward by Teamsters and 1 brought forward by management. The first one is the driver instructor agreement, and that changes the driver instructor program just a little bit. It shifts the hours that they're in service driving down to 8 to 20 hours per week to allow them more time for new hire driver training. And it also allows them by seniority to bid open work for training purposes. And what that means is when we have a new hire in training, we oftentimes don't have the opportunity to get them out at night or on weekends. So this will enable us to do a more comprehensive new hire driver training program. The second letter of understanding has to do with holiday pay. And in our current union contract, part-time employees are paid 4 hours for each holiday, and full-time drivers and dispatchers are paid for 8 hours. Well, some of the full-time bids are 10 hours, so on holiday, that employee would be shorted 2 hours of pay. We also have part-time employees who, if they had been working on that holiday, would have earned 8 hours of pay. So they're shorted by 4 hours. So we're really looking at making those employees whole for their holiday. And the third one is kind of 3 components. It gives us the ability to hire directly and permanently into a full-time position, seniority rank, or the part-time seniority rank. And this will help us with our recruitment, our hiring, and certainly with retention of our employees. The other 2 components, for part-time, we're proposing that we only bid open work. Currently, part-time, especially fixed route employees, have to bid 3 times a year. So if you're a part-time employee working for us and have a full-time employment situation with, say, New Flyer, and we do a rebid, it's likely that your part-time bid will no longer coincide or fit with your full-time employment. So then we can lose employees that way. And the third component is our contract services. That's North Star Link, Sundowner, Husky Shuttle, Late Night, and we're looking at, and we're proposing that we bid those once a year for stability purposes. So that's kind of a summary of these. I'm wondering if you have any questions?
I have a question on the 10 hours. Those are only for the people that are working, or if it's their day off, how do they get their holiday pay out?
Okay, let's say it's a holiday and you're a driver for us and you have a 10-hour bid, but we're closed that day. It's a holiday. So currently you're paid for 8 hours. You're really losing 2 hours.
And my question then is, are all union employees agreeable to that? Because those people that are working those 10-hour shifts and they bid them are now getting more holiday time.
No, they're currently being paid 8 hours for that 10-hour bid.
Under this one, they'll get paid more for holiday pay in a year than the person that doesn't have that opportunity.
They'll be held harmless. But then again, they'll have other employees would have the opportunity to perhaps bid that 10-hour.
Because I know some places that have 10-hour shifts will pay the 8 hours holiday pay. The other 2, or if you want to get paid for them, you take vacation.
Yeah. We've worked with the union and together we've come up with this.
I'm more concerned that somebody says I didn't have an opportunity because I didn't have the seniority. And all of a sudden, Amy gets paid 100 hours over holiday pay, and I only got paid for 95 for the year.
Commissioner Arlene, we've had this conversation with the union. They're aware of that. They're telling us it's more important to make sure that those employees are made whole during that holiday. They really weren't concerned about a particular employee getting more holiday hours than another one. I think where they were, because we don't all have 8-hour shifts and 4-hour shifts, full-time shifts, 8 hours, part-time, 4-hour. They vary so much. that we found that there was a handful, for each holiday, there was always a handful of employees that were shorted some time. Some it was a few minutes, others it was a couple hours. It just didn't seem right that they were shorted when everybody else was made whole. So now we can pay what they actually would have been scheduled to work. Makes them happy. They feel like, okay, I'm being compensated fairly because I picked a bid that happened to have a 9.5-hour shift on that holiday. So they want to be, get a whole. They're going to get their 40 hours or their guaranteed hours for the week, and everybody's happy.
Well, these contracts are up in 17, so it'll give you a year, a little over a year to see if we have problems.
Right, and these letters of understanding are in effect until the next contract.
Yep, right. Okay, somebody want to move all three of those? You want one at a time, or you want them all at once?
If you want to vote all three together, that's fine with us.
Okay.
Motion approved. Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve all three. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously.
Thank you.
For those of us that are here yet.